Ready to elevate your credit understanding and score? With insider tips and a plan, you can take action to improving your score, which can save thousands in unnecessary finance charges. Let's tackle today's topic with your coach, Credit Christy.
Hey friends, it's Christy, your credit coach. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode. Today, let's answer the question, is my information being sold? And the short answer is yes. So the three main credit reporting agencies out there are Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. There's also a fourth known as Innovis, INNOVIS. And these credit reporting bureaus make money off of you by selling your information to potential creditors to extend you a line of credit, a credit card, a loan, those kinds of things. So the way that these bureaus have positioned themselves is that you benefit from receiving offers in the mail from companies they've sold your information to that you might best fit the criteria for that company's intended audience or customer. So I'm just going to make up a scenario. Let's say a cell phone company really wants to build some new clientele and customers, and they really just want customers that have over a 700 credit score. That information of yours could be sold to them from Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, or Innovis. And then now they know that they have a potential highly qualified customer that they're reaching out to. Do you receive a tremendous amount of junk mail from all sorts of different credit card companies offering you different kinds of credit cards? A lot of them will come with an envelope on the outside that says you're pre-approved up to $7,500. Yeah, how do they know your scenario and why would you be pre-approved? It's because your data has been sold by the credit reporting agencies to those creditors. It feels a little violating, doesn't it? And not to mention, Equifax was part of one of the largest credit breaches in the world in the very recent history. And then you know what they did in response? They turned around and they created an identity theft protection company. Can you even believe it? So their entry level is $9.95 a month or about $100 a year, all the way up to a family plan for $29.95 a month and $299.95 a year for the annual plan. I guess security from fraud happens at the hands of the people who are supposed to be protecting our information as they collect it. It's just crazy to me. Anyway, what do we do about this? There are two ways to keep your information from getting sold off to other people, and let me break that down now. First things first, freeze your credit. You can set up an account with Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, and each of them have a website with .com at the end of their name. So set up an account and then freeze your credit. What does it mean to freeze your credit? That means nobody can tap into it. Nobody can start new credit. If you went to apply for a mortgage loan or a car loan, that loan officer or finance person is not going to be able to have access to your credit report without you lifting that freeze. So when you go in to lift it, you'd have to go back to that same website or app, and you can lift it temporarily for a certain amount of hours, for a certain amount of days, or release the freeze altogether. But I strongly recommend, for no other reason than there are fraudsters out there that are breaching data, stealing information, and trying to cheat the system. So just put a freeze on your credit. The next thing you could do is you can go to optoutprescreen.com. Opt out, OPTOUT, prescreen, PRESCREEN.com. Optoutprescreen.com. This is going to feel a little nerve-wracking. This is where you have to go in and put in all of your personal data. You're putting in your full legal name, your address, your email and your phone number, and your full social security number. So to make sure you're at the right place, optoutprescreen.com. It's going to show the logos of Equifax, Experian, Innovis, and TransUnion. So if you see that, you're at the right website. You can click there to opt out. You can opt out from your information being sold off to these other potential creditors that want to extend you lines of credit for 5 years if you do it electronically through this website. You can also opt out permanently. So not just for 5 years, but always. And it's through this website. The credit reporting bureaus are selling the fact that they're doing this because they're saying, we want to encourage you to make informed decisions about various credit offers or insurance offers. And here are some benefits of working with these companies. So they're positioning it like you have opportunities to take advantage of offers and to know about certain product choices. They're framing it up as if it's helping their consumers to comparison shop, which could increase your buying power. The truth of the matter is they are selling your information to big companies out there, to which now they will go and market directly to you, knowing where you show up in that spectrum as far as credit scores and credit risk. And let me tell you, they're making a ton of money doing this. Another way the credit reporting bureaus make money is you can become a trigger lead. So I'm a mortgage loan officer, and if you were to apply for a mortgage, it's really the only time that all 3 credit reporting bureaus are pulled simultaneously. So Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion all get a credit inquiry at the same time from the mortgage company. And so all of these other companies know that you are applying for a mortgage loan. Now you can become a trigger lead. This means mortgage and lending companies from around the world have access or the right to know that you've just made this kind of inquiry, and now you are on their list to call endlessly. I've seen it and heard where there are hundreds of phone calls and texts to somebody who simply applied for a mortgage loan with their local mortgage lender. It's terrible, and the mortgage industry is really trying to lobby to make this stop, and it is progressing forward through the government levels to try to make this something that is no longer legal. But in the meantime, the only way to stay off of that trigger lead list is to go to optoutprescreen.com. Verify you are at the right website before you go entering in your very personal information. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to share this with you, give you some ways to protect and shield your information from being out there and potentially exposed. If you have any questions, reach out to questions@creditchristie.com. And until next time, my friends, stay well.
Subscribe now and share with a friend to stay in the loop for new credit content and insider tips to maximize your credit knowledge. And follow Credit Christie on Instagram.